15-7. I know Coach Hughes came last week. Appreciated him having him. We had a kid on campus and was with him. But we've had a good year so far. We're 15-7. We've only been 15-7 one other time. I think that was 2011, maybe 2012, when we had a good start. Played a lot of games at home. Obviously, with the new ballpark that we have, it allows us to kind of let the weather go through and play after. So we didn't adjust anything to the weekend. Just let it rain, and then when it stopped raining, just dialed it up and played 4 this weekend at home. So to go through this weekend, we had Colombo on the mound. Colombo's was 5-0. We're 4-0 going in 5 starts, and we blew one for him the weekend before. But we had won every game that we had started the weekend with, and did the same thing this weekend. Gave us another great outing. Probably threw too many pitches, but he's a senior, so he's got the rest of his life for his arm to heal up. Also put him at first base a little bit, as well as second, trying to save his arm a little bit in a couple games a week and get some better defense at first base. He pitched really well. We won 7-2. Got some good offensive output throughout the whole game. Game 2, Garrett Woods. He was transferred from C of O at semester. We've been lucky to have him. He's been really good for us. Gave us 5 good innings. And we were down in that game, didn't swing it very well, had some opportunities, just didn't capitalize on it early. We were 4-1 at the bottom of the 6th, so our second game is a 7. On the weekends we go 9-7 and 7-9. So game 2 is a 7, we get to bottom of the 6th, get into their pen a little bit. We'd worked some counts earlier in the day, and S&T's bullpen was a little shallow, I felt like, and we were able to capitalize on that. We scored 7 in the bottom of the 6th to go up, what was that, 8-4? And I think 2 balls left the infield. So we had hit some balls pretty square throughout the game, and nothing happened. But when you get to our order, really probably 6 through back to the top, when Essex at the front, most of those guys run really well. And when you put some pressure on them with the turf, got some high choppers. A kid named Justin Abernathy who's worked his way in the lineup from the Smet. He saw 28 pitches in his first 4 at-bats of Saturday's games. Played a huge role in what we did weekend-wise, getting to the pen. Hits a chopper up the middle, they can't get it out. Caleb Essick just nubs one to first base, pitcher can't get it, throws it away. Shane Bennis caps one because he's trying to hit it 500 feet. Legs one out, they throw it away. So we were able to come back and win that game, which was big. And then Alex Austin came in, giving us an inning, and then Stillwell finished it up for us. So we win the first 2, come into the next day knowing we can win the series, and picked up right where we left off. They scored 1, we scored 11 in the first 6 outs. And one of those days where they're throwing a lefty, and your guys show up to the park and they understand what we want to do, trying to hit the ball the other way, let it travel, not try to do too much. And you can say that for every single game you want. Sometimes they listen to you and sometimes they don't. For some reason they did. Coach Hughes in our little pregame hitters talk, I heard him say, I want 24 hits to the opposite field. And we had, I'm pretty sure we had 16 hits to the opposite field in that game. So we didn't quite get to 24, but we had 20 hits. So we hit it well, and we're up 11-1. Sims is going, who's been in our rotation for 2 years and did not pitch well. So we were trying to get him through 5. He barely struggled through 5. We have to run our starters a little bit long. Right now we have 4 scholarship pitchers that are either injured or have quit at some point or transferred. So we're pretty thin in terms of what we have arms after our first couple guys. He gets through the 6th. It's now 11-8, and we score some more runs, continue to score 14-8. So we throw a kid who hasn't been in the game before, and he at least throws strikes, but we give up another 3 or 4 runs. Made it a little stressful. Would like to give our kids some opportunities late in the games, but last Friday, game 3, sometimes makes me second guess whether I should bring our 3rd catcher in or take Shane out or give Colombo a couple innings off. So we need to get some better output from our bullpen if we're going to really be successful. So we did win the first 3, so that clinches the series. To sweep in a 4-game set's pretty tough, and we proved that because we got spanked on the game 4. So Trey Faulkner pitched, who's an Ozark kid. He's got a stress fracture in his back, but trying to pitch through it a little bit. Gave us 4 innings, and bullpen was just pretty thin once we got there. And still had an opportunity to tie it up in the last inning. Had an 0 for 5 day from Bennis, which hasn't happened all year. He's hitting 389, I think, with 9 home runs. He's 3 home runs away from our season record, and we're only 22 games in. So offensively and pitching wise, Colombo has been our staple. He's hitting .418, which is about 80 points higher than he's ever hit. He's been a starter for 3 years, and on the mound he's 5-0 with a 1.3 ERA. So he's given us a chance to win that game and start the series 1-0, and that gives us tremendous momentum throughout the weekend. Nick Perkins is the kid, Coach Perkins' son from Francis Howell, was at Ole Miss the last 2 years, is now playing for us, had a really good weekend. He got tossed last weekend, so we had a few conversations throughout the week, kind of about how we control ourselves going forward, and whether it's sunk in or not, or whether he just got better pitches to hit, I don't know. But he had 10 hits, and I think he had 8 RBIs on the week, and possibly Player of the Week this week. So 2, 3, 4, 5 have been really good for us. They're all above 360, really driving in runs. But we have 4 game sets on the weekend, and if we're really going to do something big this year, we have to get some production from someone else on the team. So Caleb Essick has not pitched yet for us. He pretty much was shut down for 4 or 5 weeks because he's our starting center fielder, leadoff man. Thought we had some other guys. He's starting to pick up the ball again. Probably try to work him into some games here pretty soon and give him some opportunities. Tomorrow we have Central Missouri at their place at 6 p.m. and they're playing today. And weather looks fine. It's turf up there, so we should be able to get that game in. Avery Jennings, who's a freshman from Rockbridge, was their second baseman last year and had really good numbers for him. Has pitched a lot out of the pen. He'll get an opportunity to start for us tomorrow. And then this weekend we have Truman State coming in for a 4-game set, who had a tough weekend against Quincy, who's a good ball club. This will be the last of our homestand. We've been able to play 22 of our first 29 games at home. So it's we knew that going in. Obviously, look at the rest of the season. We're going to be on the road quite a bit. So we'd like to continue the momentum we've had. We've won 8 of the last 10, so we need to continue to do that. Build the momentum of these next 5 games, and then we'll be on the road for a couple weeks after that. So appreciate you having us, Jeff. Thanks for sponsoring us, and thanks for having me.